Corporate marketing and what corporate marketers do has changed dramatically over the past 5 years. For the better, by the way, in my view. From a situation where it was about positioning your company by talking about what you do, companies now talk about, and they have to talk about, how they do it, why they do it, what the values are that are behind it, and what they're trying to achieve with it beyond the bottom line. And I think this is so crucial. You can just see it all around. There is no value in just talking about who you are anymore. You need to talk about how you're making a difference. You need to bridge that what story to the benefit story, to how you're helping, how you're playing a role, how you're being relevant. Philips is a company that works on some of the really big challenges of the world today. Aging populations, an access to healthcare situation which is just not cutting it, especially in this part of the world. Sustainability, energy efficiency, health and well-being. How can people live a good life in this world which is really all about work and achievement and all of it. So those are the big challenges. So for us, we turned to crowdsourcing when we were trying to build our brand across Asia Pacific, because we fundamentally believe that if you're working on those type of issues that are so big, you cannot do it alone. You need to understand what it is that people, consumers, stakeholders, B2B groups, organizations, societies at large, what they really need, what they're really worried about, and what their real concerns are. So ultimately, that's what crowdsourcing is. It's listening to people, it's engaging with people, it's talking to people. It is a perfect way to really get under the skin of what customers, consumers, stakeholders at large really need, really want, what they're really looking for when it comes to health and well-being, improving the quality of lives of people, of communities, of societies as a whole, through meaningful innovation. The perfect example of that is our Plus Project brand campaign, which we've been running across the markets last year, and we're doing that again this year. It's a campaign that is all about listening, about co-creating, about delivering meaningful innovation together with people by listening to them, by co-creating innovation together with stakeholders, and by ultimately delivering something that really helps everybody. We've reached more than 100 million people with the campaign. It is a fully integrated campaign, so we've seen tremendous engagement successes on the level of PR, on the level of social media, engagement with B2B stakeholders that are very relevant for Philips. We've delivered multiple, in fact 12, important projects where we are displaying and where we're delivering meaningful innovation based on what people have been telling us in crowdsourcing. Of course, on the brand level, it's been very successful for us as well. We've seen double-digit brand preference increases in all the markets where we've done it, where the Korea market, which is strategically very important, is taking the cake with a 16 percentage points increase. In my case, there are 13 completely different markets. Very different people, very different stages of development, very different desires, very different needs, very different societal challenges. And in some shape or form, you need to find a way to, say the same thing, communicate the same thing, build the same brand in a relevant way, in a manner that is completely relevant to people. Crowdsourcing was really the perfect way for us to get there, because it gave us precisely the type of insights that we would not be getting if we are sitting in a laboratory somewhere in Eindhoven cooking up a solution that would, increase the chance of mothers in Indonesia who are worried about breast cancer getting the right treatment. I think that is something that you're going to see pretty much as a new model of the world, where companies, organizations, governments, people, societies, they co-create where they want the world to go and where they want the place that they live to go. And social media, I think, is going to be a key, I don't want to call it a tool, but a key enabler for that. I think very quickly, it won't be a discussion between companies, consumers and customers anymore, but it'll be a discussion between everybody, ongoing, always on at the same time. And that will be a discussion which is probably going to be of an agenda shaping nature. So it opens up a tremendous amount of opportunities for companies to talk about themselves in entirely different ways.